We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys...
So I am glad that somebody actually caught this on camera, because I think that's literally the point that most conservatives are trying to make. 81 million people voted to see this process. And when you look at the cities, especially in Oregon, now that are implementing their own policies, even though we have a state policy, to enforce or create a blanket safe haven for ICE avoidance, we should, let me get to you with the policy. So the city of Bend drafted a policy to stop ICE on city property. Just the headline alone. Now, some of you might remember back when we had the homeless issue, all of a sudden there was a bunch of homeless around COVID. That was also around the time that the state of Oregon decriminalized drugs. So what we saw was a lot of people coming into our streets, doing drugs, being homeless. They've clawed that back, but guess who now is still stuck with all that? The cities. And that is why I speak out about these issues from both sides of the city's perspective. I've worked behind the scenes, and also I feel very strongly that sometimes these policies are set and there is no accountability. Oregon, the state of Oregon, did not take accountability for what they put on our streets. They didn't give us money to clean them up. It's really their talking points now. They're declaring the emergency over and over, even though the problem is still getting worse. They're not doing anything that makes it any better. And what we did is we adopted camping ordinances, and they were revised many times as each time they were challenged in court. So first it was a camping ordinance, and then I think the example was in Roseburg that went to the Supreme Court, where ultimately they were told that Roseburg did have the right to set these policies and dictate when people can overnight camp. The idea was that people should be able to take a break, be able to sit down, be able to rest, get a drink of water, some very basic human things. While I agree with that, it is nice to be out, especially during COVID when you could barely find a restroom. Nobody would let you use the restroom, just regular people. I don't think that's fair to anyone to not be able to use a restroom or to be able to sit down and rest. I know I personally have some back issues, and it is difficult